All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. Today's Tuesday, 23rd of April. Now I've already posted the Astros as usual a few hours ago, and now here's the video coming up for it before London opens up. It's 8:25 my time now. Gold. Now remember, with gold, I said you might want to leave this alone for a little bit because there are a few levels, several as you can see. And yesterday I said we should come down into this zone here. All right, so that was clearer because of the PST levels. Okay, now we still have a bit of room down here. It's 61, so that's 2,250. I don't know if that's going to be done, but we can get rid of these. Now the important thing that from yesterday was that the hours were coming down and that we should hit into this. So selling again into the zones were okay to do so. And yesterday that was the low of Friday, so Monday it did a retest and then it pushed down, so we can get rid of these. Okay, so I did say 2,250 is a bit too far down, but that'll also bring us to the low off last month. Okay, 2,250 is here, so still on the cards. Now this becomes a resistance for us, so we have to see what's going on the daily. On the daily, as you can see, that's nice and easy. All right, so fine. Now this was a triangle yesterday. I said this zone is also okay for us to go long, but remember, with all the levels I talked about yesterday, I said this would be the zone that we should really trade off of if we're going to trade. All right, the market didn't quite hit it yesterday. It was pretty close, okay, and this is where, as you can see, the market stopped, and that's like the Asia session just breaking down. So it shows that we probably have more room to come down maybe and into retrace back into this zone for a good buy kiss into 66 on the monthly, 2,189. Okay, so we've got still room to push down probably. All right, and that's fine. Now this is, if I tighten this up a little bit, turn this into a 1 hour chart. Okay, so you'll see that this is a nice push down day. All right, and that's a red day, so the market's pushing down and we have a breakout. Okay, so what should happen is you should kind of push up to sell off again, and a place to sell off would be this zone. Okay, simply because of, first there's a bit of a gap there, not a huge gap, but market might just tip up into here. So going into here or there to sell off again is okay because this is a sell off. All right, and the low of the previous week is down here. It hasn't really gone back up, as you can see, and this is now a resistance level. Remember, that was the support, and now we're at a resistance level. So we've got a bit of room for the market to push down, I think. So that 2,250 can be a target. Okay. Yeah, that's how it is. Let me just add on the Astro hours for this. Let's take a look. Just bear with me for a second. All right, so those are the hours, and let's just make this a little bigger. Now remember, I've made a note also yesterday. I said Astro hours 6:45 to 6:55, and then I'm expecting a sudden move until 8:15, and this is your 8:15 bar. That's your 8:30, and that's your sudden move there. It's a small one, not a big one. All right, what do you expect? This is, Asia session, gold. They've done a big fall down, so this is also a good maybe opportunity for us to think about going long somewhere because it's a fast fall, but it has broken these levels. So 2,250 should be on our radar. All right, so the market selling down into 2,250 is not a bad idea. If you want to sell, doing it from this zone, from the zone it's at, or from the low of yesterday, the opening and the closing prices here, this zone is okay, and this zone is okay, obviously, to shoot it down. Okay, and that's basically it. 9:05. Let me just check out here the aspect at 9:05. Yeah, it's not a huge aspect. The good aspects, if you want to cherry pick, you want to do 120, 120, and then you can do 3:45, 6:15. Then you can do from 8 o'clock to 8:20. Those are all good, and your targeting should be 22:25, 22:30, let's say, in the evening, my time, as usual. All right, so if you want to cherry pick, start cherry picking those, and that'll be a better option. Okay. So if we stick around here, if we go up here, or you can push down. If the market is down somewhere at those hours, then I'd be a bit more cautious, because there's room to go down as well. Okay. Now let's take a look at euro dollar. Here we are with the euro dollar. Now this is how it was yesterday. Nicely coming down, going up, breakout, pull back down, and so on. So if you traded the hours from the lows, this rectangle I plotted yesterday, I think it was something like this yesterday, it came right into it at the Astro hour. So if you bought, you should have been just fine going all the way into there, as you can see, right? So now what? With the euro dollar, this is a nice impulse wave. This is a consolidation. We want to be selling the highs, okay? So the market should push up. If it does want to sell off, it might not be a powerful push, okay? The target is up here, 50. It's a bit too far out, 0731, but you can keep it on your radar. 0731 is a bit out there, okay? But what we can do is this, tighten this up. You see we're ranging, so selling from the highs is okay. The high of yesterday, the high of the previous week, I think selling from those are okay. This is a good impulse wave, market going sideways for another push up. It should at least take us to the previous day high, the session high, the day before high, that is, and there as well. All right, so it's all good. Heading into that upper zone to resell, okay, is okay, because we want to follow this further down. Obviously, you don't want to sell where the market is buying, and sell on a higher level and just push it down nice and easy. SP 500, let's take a look. Now, I said yesterday you could buy because Monday's a swing day, and if you did that, you should have been just fine at the Astro hour, at the low of Asia. You should have been okay. All right, and then that zone is your target zone. As you can see, the market came into that zone, the weekly pivot, and so on. So let me just refresh this. What to do with now the SP 500? I think we still have a bit of room to go up, but the target is a bit tight. 42 is 5,050. You can target 5,050, which is just there. All right, it will get a sell reaction from here. So if you want to go up into that, I think you can, not a problem. I can just get rid of this now. Having said that, though, remember, like big push down, okay, 3 weeks of selling, big push down. So the market should retrace up a little bit in order to possibly sell again. Want to come down into that 55.50 zone, which is going to be that 4,694, 4,483. So I want to push it down a bit further into this zone, okay? As you can see, if it goes up, selling is okay. This week, if we see ourselves at 105 is also good. Let's bring it there. So those levels are good to sell off. All right, if we enter there, or if we touch there and so on. So market Astro hours into that. I'd rather be a seller on the highs there, despite the fact that we got a breakout, which is fine. This is why we're waiting for that target before the push down. This is a nice, good push. No selling here. Let it come up and then sell off. Okay. On the weekly, I don't have a place until all the way up there, 66, and that's 5,238. So that's quite a bit out there. So we'll focus on the 5,050 and the 5,105 for a sell. Okay, and that's how it should pan out. All right. And if you want to go up into that mode, like I said, you can with the Astro hours. You can do that on the low of Asia, or the market may push down a little bit into this zone where it broke out before, and that's going to be this zone here. All right, so if we dip down just slightly under the low of Asia as well is also okay, but I suspect this is not a bad spot for the market to be also, you know, like kind of moving from these zones at Astro hours. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now indices, as you know, we're moving together. I gave you the swing days on Monday. Dow Jones swing day, SP 500 swing day was Monday. Dow Jones was today. And that's also, when you got indices, they're all working together, as you can see. That's the weekly. Now daily, as you can see, there you go. That was Friday, Monday. Now we're here. I drew this yesterday, so heading into this zone, I think it's okay. It's already done a target, so we've got to be a bit cautious. The market can also, let's do this so you can see. That's the last manipulation before the showdown. Oops. Let me just tighten this up a little bit. Okay. This is also a sell zone. All right, why? Because that's the last manipulation before the break down here. But the structure had also been broken here, as you can see. All right, so that's the last up bar before the break of structure. And this is also the same kind of thing. So if I take the body, I just get rid of the wick. Take the body. Whoopsie daisy. We're here. So not a bad thing. It's right on the target here as well. Might just go slightly higher. I don't mind doing it. That's the goodbye kiss there. You can also get rid of these and do this. That's that. So there you go. All right. So if the market pops up a little bit more, you understand this is a sell zone. That's how you need to be working on it. Also, this too is like, well, that's one line there. I'm just thinking, is that also a line? It needs to be, because, all right, if you've learned technical analysis from me, you got to draw these lines, right? And that's your zone, all right? So we dipping back up into here at an Astro hour to sell off is okay, because on the weekly we've got gaps to fill here. Obviously I would like to see this go back up into, oh, it's probably done it, 38,540, 38,540 is there. Okay, so I've already drawn that in before. So pushing up into this zone, 38,540, 38,540, right there on the edge. All right, so yeah, around there. So this zone is okay to sell. If we get up there, Astro hours, I think taking a sell shot is okay. If you want to buy into that, coming down into where 280 around here is okay. All right, so if the market dips down back into here, is also okay. So if we come down first, you can use the opportunity to go up. If the market goes up first, then use the opportunity to sell at Astrals, all right? And that's how it is. Now, you can also buy on the line here. It's not a bad option at all, because it's the goodbye kiss of the breakout, market going sideways, consolidating, and with an up push, and then from here, if it's an Astral, a sell-off is logical. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, nice and cool, as you can see. All right, so this zone is in there, so we've got a bit of a pullback probably. Now remember, with the NASDAQ as well, our swing days are further down the line, all right? But Monday, being a swing day for SP 500, Tuesday being a swing day for Dow Jones, we've got to be cautious on these days. Now, buying from this level is good. This is what caused the breakout. So I suspect coming down a little bit more is the way to go, okay? It's nice to see the market closing gaps, but there's a little bit more room to close down here. So the market pushing down here is, I think, nice. If it doesn't push down and keeps going up, that's your kill zone. All right, so we need to get back in there to sell off if that's the case. All right, and that will be what level? Around there. So this zone. All right, there's a bit of a zone here. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure we're all honky-dory. All right, so that'll be it. So this zone we might head into. Sooner or later we have to come up here, I reckon. So if it doesn't, turn around and we come down, that's also fine. It's doable because we've got room to come down here on the PST trend line that I drew yesterday. On the monthly, I'd like to see this a bit lower. 60, 16, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 2. So coming down into, also look, this channel I drew the other day, if you're following it, you should be doing just fine. Why am I getting stuck here? So let me just tighten this up. Bottom, bottom, top, and that's sell-off there. Now yesterday, that's 9 o'clock. We had the up move, 8:30, market moving up, and then what was it, 10:15 or something there. All right, so selling from here, the high of yesterday, the weekly pivot, I'm all okay to do that at Astro Hours. One little thing to look out for is this. Now this is now the low of this week, and the low of the previous week is here. Okay, so how to deal with this? We have to make sure we've got that level covered. 53.7938 is a bit far out. As with the other indices, if the market does go up, you have to be careful if it breaks above the weekly pivot and closes above here and sticks around here a little bit before coming back. I don't want it going up and then down, making a peak formation and then, trading off that. What I want to do is this. If the market hangs around here, we can go up, but you've got to be cautious because we're going against the move, obviously. All right, if you don't want to do that, you say, look, Marty, I don't want to go against the trend, it's all good, we sit tight and we wait. If the market goes up here or slightly higher up into this zone, we can wait for an Astro hour to sell off, because then we're trading with the trend. It's got room to come up as well, so we've got to be a bit cautious, because after all this fall down, a bit of a retracement is in order. Okay, so the market going up, in fact breaking the weekly and going up, is doable, so you have to practice caution. So if you want to buy, I'm okay with it if you're going to buy it, okay, and just follow it towards the weekly. If it goes above the weekly, breaks out above it, it's got room to go, so don't stand in front of it. Okay, where can we get up to? Well, the way things are going, we could get into this zone. There are a few places we can get into. One is here. The other one's going to be this, which is more like it. Okay, so if we go up into the weekly, there or there is good. Okay, we can sell off again, but this zone is looking okay, kind of like push up from here. Okay, this is, so it's a bit tricky. All right, this Nasdaq is a bit tricky because we've got room to come down and we might go up in order to sell, so you might just want to sit tight and wait. If we dip into this candle, then buying the retracement might be a better idea. Okay, until then you might just want to chill out and let it do what it needs to do. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. There's a lot of hype about Bitcoin halving and all that kind of jazz. At the end of the day, as you can see, we're still in this zone. Now the market hasn't broken below that, as you can see, and this is yesterday, market going up a little bit and stick around here. So I did say if we come back up here you can sell, and that level today, 59, is 68,456. So going up a little bit and then selling again may be the way to go. Okay, on the weekly as well, you can see that's a good impulse wave, so maybe an A, B, C down coming into the 37.5, doing a bit of discount at the 48,000, 50,000 level might be a good opportunity for us to buy to go up again. All right, I hope that helps. Have a good day.